So I get a voice message today from a former naval officer, now an attorney, Vietnam vet guy, in Connecticut. And he points me in the direction of an article. He saw this article in a publication called The Day in New London, Connecticut. The Day. And it was about homeless guys and advocates for the homeless trying to get state funding because it's a dead of winter. The guys are piling up all over the place. And they highlighted a dude in there named Dana Hornblower. He's a 14-year Navy SEAL veteran, and that's just what they ran with there. Just came out of his mouth, and I'm a Navy SEAL veteran, and he tells them that he knows how to stay warm. He's got wood, and he knows how to stay warm off his SEAL skills. He just feels bad for all the other homeless guys. And we're not really sure what they did for him, but he was never a SEAL. No. He is my age. He was born in 1962. I'm a little bit older than him. And there's no record of him ever serving in the Navy or any branch of the military, according to the Servicemen's Civil Relief Act website, but I already knew that. He was never a SEAL. I already knew that. His full name is Dana William Hornblower Allen, and they didn't even know that. So I lit up the woman that put that story out because this attorney was going to help this hobo. And it's just bullshit, the stuff that we see out of that. That's all the guy had to say was, I'm a Navy SEAL, and it goes into print. It's just aggravating as shit. So what's the first thing I do? I already know it's bullshit, but I did check his name afterwards, but I just Googled his name. Dana Hornblower, and boosh, all this shit comes up. This guy's got quite a lengthy arrest record. Resisting arrest, larceny, paraphernalia, drug, bad checks, forgery. He's all over the place. And it goes back to some shit from him, his mugshot in 2004 to present day's ugliness on steroids with this guy. And it's just what they do. I contacted that attorney back and I said, that's how these guys pray. You wanted to help him, and I'm sure they are standing in line to roll out the red carpet for this clown. Anybody, that makes them feel good about themselves. But so many of these homeless guys, when they say they're veterans and they get a fucking hat and they're panhandling, that's what this guy was. He was a fugitive from Rhode Island. He was panhandling, and the police picked him up. He's all over the place. I don't have anything. I'm homeless. So obviously I don't have my records. You're going to have to take my word for it. It's like the homeless guy in the tent behind Home Depot. That guy was writing me about it. Out there buying him sandwiches and all this other, taking him out. Well, he wasn't a SEAL, you dumb shit. I don't know any homeless SEAls. I've known a lot of them. But playing on people's good nature, act of kindness, the whole veterans things. There's different degrees of veterans. There are. And I don't know how much your ass needs kissed for the rest of your life because you served. If that reporter would have just did what I did, and I do it all the time. I did it to a gal today. She wanted to know about somebody that's very close to her. That's what she said. He's very close to me. I don't want to. And I pulled him up. His mugshots are just all over the flipping place. Just that. And that's what these guys do. You've got to be so careful out there, but you got to be careful with some of these charities and things like that. Dana is probably going to get off again. He's a bum. That's what he does. He's never a serious criminal, but he's got a lot of arrests under his belt for all kinds of shit. And now he's panhandling to the homeless community. And I don't know what they did. They were giving him a voucher for some shit. What a clown that guy is. Oh, here. I'll show you this one. Some gal from a vet center, a veterans organization, sent this to me today to verify him. This guy is just all over the place with all this stuff, and she sent me this award thing, and I deal with awards all the time. I tell you guys, you got to get to know the awards. So you'll see on the bottom row, you see right on the top, it's this combat action ribbon, and it's backwards. It's not the right way. I catch that all the time. They put them on backwards. The black goes outboard. And he's got a second one on the rack, too. He's got a smattering of Vietnam service. He's a punk. And he's got a silver star on the bottom row a Navy Cross, a Bronze Star, and then some shit up above. It's just so mixed matched up. But he just grabbed a handful of them, looked like he threw them on in the dark, and he's peddling around that he's a SEAL, and he is not. Trying to get into this veterans organization. They caught him. So good for you guys. Okay. So a week or 10 days ago, I verified, put up, I did a video about it, Dana Hornblower, the homeless Navy SEAL guy, and in New England, Connecticut, I think. And he's in a homeless shelter up there. And the article was written about him being a 14-year Navy SEAL veteran in a homeless shelter. And that shit just drives me crazy. You didn't check. You'll just print it because it'll get you a lot of traction. And so I lit up the reporter there. Apparently didn't do any good. But Dana spent less than 1 year in the Navy and was discharged the same rank he went in. He should have been at least an E2. 6 months in the Navy, you go from seaman recruit to seaman apprentice. Another 6 months, you're a seaman. It's stuff like that. He was in for less than a year, but he should have been at least an E2 or an E3. And he didn't. He went from boot camp to an Air Force base in Colorado for some kind of Navy training, and it went south for him there. It doesn't surprise me a bit. He is another one, a lifelong F-up. That's all he is. His whole life is F'd up. And, yeah, go ahead, keep blaming that shit. You know, I got you smeared up there, but boy, the stuff that comes up when you Google Dana Hornblower and all the vagrancy, fugitive from justice, arrested, sleeping in hotel lobbies and stuff like that. He's a bum. He's a hobo. Give me a quarter. You got any spare change? Best one I ever saw was a friend of mine. We were both at Home Depot. We were doing a project together. And a guy walks up to him carrying a can of gas. And he said, I'm out of gasoline. I got to get to work. Can you give me a couple of bucks so I can get this can filled up? And my buddy was so quick with it. He said, sure, where's your car? And he said, it's over there. And he said, if I go up there, is that gas tank going to be empty? And that guy looked and went, he just turned and walked away. So, yeah, I just can't stand it. It's really, ugh. So in November of 2021, an employee contacted me about his boss, an electric company in Midland, Texas, and said he just tells the craziest war stories of being a SEAL, and he feeds off what other people, they're just, oh, wow, that's a crazy story. They said he feeds off of what people react to them. And he sent me some pictures. Now, I've seen a lot of shit from phonies and I've verified this guy plenty. He's a frequent flyer in my circles, right up till yesterday. And he sent me something I've never seen before on a phony, and that is a ribbon rack of awards tattooed on his forearm. I've never seen awards tattooed on a guy's forearm, I don't think. But what's crazy about it is the insignificance of these awards. I mean, the highest one he's got on there is a Navy Achievement Medal that he did not rate because I have his records. He got a National Defense Service Medal, and he got a GWAD, a Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, as an aviation structural mechanic electrician. And so the highest award he has on his forearm is a Navy Achievement Medal, which is the lowest personal decoration you can get. The only one that really is, I don't say it's troubling, it's strange, is that he gave himself 3 combat action awards. So the ribbon is 1 award. When you get a second, it's denoted by a gold star. When you get a third, it's denoted by 2 gold stars, meaning 3 separate actions like, Desert Storm, Panama, Grenada. You were in 3 separate conflicts. And he only got 2 awards. But the thing that kills me is just the low, he didn't put a silver star on a Navy Cross. It was a Navy Achievement Medal that he did not rate. He served 2 years, 1 month, and 16 whole days and was kicked out as an E1. And it looks like his final duty station was the brig. So whatever he did, he was badly discharged. And we see this with guys when they are badly discharged. They turn themselves into something respectable to gain respect for something they didn't achieve. And that goes right into the impairment that they have, the hero syndrome. To compensate for a past act of shame, they turn themselves into a hero. And I've verified him for several people over the years since that 2021, stealing money from the company, equipment, I guess, and just recently by a law enforcement officer. And I guess when he got canned, he just grabbed everything he could and blew out. Money, shit like that, and law enforcement was on his heels. And I spoke to the police officer that was dealing with him, who wanted to know about his SEAL background because he was making threats. He was making threats about harming law enforcement and making threats about harming himself. And so I spoke to him at length. I gave him everything that I had on this guy. I said he was never a SEAL, because that's what good law enforcement, I deal with the marshals, the FBI, they just want to know, is there any truth to this? Because it's not going to stop them from doing their job. They just want to maybe know if they got to take some extra precautions with a guy like that. And no, he wasn't any of that. But the threats he made came to light because he didn't hurt anybody, but he killed himself yesterday. He killed himself and burned his house down and then killed himself. And I got contacted by that police officer who said that. So I guess the walls were narrowing in on him. Early 2000s enlisting in the Navy, and that didn't go very well for him. And then just struggling around Texas and the economy, and who knows whatever woes that guy had else in his life. But he killed himself yesterday, and it's happened before. It's happened plenty, and that's where I go into a lot of the guys about beating up these phonies. Be very careful of how far you push these guys, because that wasn't anything to do with the phony Navy SEAL stuff. But he was backed into a corner. It seems that his relationship with his wife is over. A kid, just everything was just coming down on this guy's shoulders. There's no, I'm not making any excuses for him, but some guys, that's the easiest way to go. I'm tired of it, I'm done. So, he killed himself yesterday. I was informed by the police in Texas that he did that. So it's very sad that he has, I'm sad about it. I don't like seeing that shit. That is the end of your rope there. That's all you can take. If they were going to arrest him, charge him, put him in jail. He's been there before, but he left a little girl. He left a daughter. Damn.